Good morning, staff and students, and welcome to our dress code video for the 2013-2014 school year. This is our attempt to make sure that we do as the best job we can in making sure that all of our students understand our dress code so that you can avoid any problems that may occur as a result of being out of dress code this school year. I want to start off by just saying that, with everything we want to make you understand why it's important for us to have a dress code. I don't want to sound like a broken record. I know you heard me say this in both the tardy and the absence video, but I do think it's important for you, before we start talking about the dress code, to understand why it's important to have one. It's important for all of you to note that there are standards for dress in all areas of life. Not all dress is appropriate everywhere you go. Different locations, different venues, different events will have different sort of dress codes or things that are appropriate to wear to those at those times or at those events. Sort of a time and place for everything. We want to make sure you understand that at school there are things that are inappropriate, and we're not going to allow you to dress those ways. It's part of our job, as always, again, not trying to sound like a broken record, but it is part of our job to get you prepared for success after high school, and understanding that when you go to school, there is a dress code, and we will hold you accountable for that dress code. Also, it's important to note that certain dress can create distractions at school, and we'll talk about a few of those examples here in just a few minutes, but we don't want anything to be distracting at school. We want everybody focused on what you're here for, which is to get the best education that you can get. Let's talk a little bit about the policy. You can actually find the dress code policy under Disruptive Behavior A, number 2, on page 12 of your student handbook in front of your agenda. I'm not showing you the picture here because I want you to be able to read it on the screen. Obviously, it's way too small, but right there is what it looks like. It's at the bottom of page 12. You can see 12 there, and then you see Disruptive Behavior A. Rule number 2 right here is dress code, and you'll see a listing of all the things in our dress code. Dress codes are very difficult things to write because they can become long as you try to exclude all of the different things that you want to exclude. So our rules are written very generally, and administration's job is to interpret those rules versus what you're wearing to school as whether or not it's appropriate or inappropriate. All right, so I'm just going to go through a few of the highlights that we want to point out to you so that these are the big things that we see at school and are the big parts of our dress code. First of all, with skirts and pants, anything that's your bottom, whether those are shorts or skirts or dresses or pants, no skin can be showing above fingertip length. So this really addresses two things. Number one, it addresses the length of shorts, skirts, and dresses. They must be fingertip length. And then it also addresses the rule with holes. You can have holes in anything that is above fingertip length. So if the hole is above your fingertips, then you must have something underneath it covering that skin up, or those pants are considered inappropriate. And we'll talk in just a few minutes how we will address anything that is against the dress code. Anything with an inappropriate message written on it are not allowed. Okay, this can be both the message itself or where the message is located on your clothes. So if a message on your clothing is inappropriate in its content or is written in such a way as to draw attention to a certain part of the body, then we will not allow that on your clothing. So the most common thing we're seeing right now is we're seeing quite a few pieces of clothing that have inappropriate messages, things that may promote the drug culture or alcohol or something that might be of sexual in nature. Those are the things we're seeing most commonly that we are saying that we will not be allowing at school. It's just not appropriate. It's not what we're here for. Certainly some of these messages may be very appropriate for other venues or other activities that you go to, but just not at school. We're not going to promote that here at Forest Hills High School. All right, with shirts and tops, you cannot show excessive cleavage, your stomach, or your back. And at the shoulder, garments must be 4 fingertips wide. Now, this is one that can create a little bit of confusion, the 4 fingertips wide rule. and we just want to clarify that. We're not going to split hairs with you on whether it's my 4 fingertips or your 4 fingertips. It's just got to be 4 fingertips wide. It seems like the tank top is coming back into vogue for both boys and girls as the fashion trends in the world switch. We always are trying to catch up with that. Just remember that if you are going to wear a tank top or a muscle t-shirt, that it has to be 4 fingertips wide. Check that before you leave the house. That way, when you get called out about it at school, you won't have a problem. Cleavage, stomach, and back there on the tops, obviously those things are fairly obvious. Again, not appropriate for school. All right, now see-through garments do not count. This is really important to note. See-through garments do not count. If just because a skirt is fingertip length, if you can see through the skirt, it doesn't count. Then you need to look at what's underneath that see-through garment. One of the most biggest trends that we're seeing in fashion right now is the at the shoulder. We're seeing a lot of the mesh, see-through, lacy kind of look on the shoulder, and then underneath you can see undergarments, or you can definitely tell that there's nothing under there 4 fingertips wide. This is really important, and you need to make sure that those tops are fine as long as you have something underneath them that will suffice and cover the dress code. No sagging pants. No sagging pants. So this is, again, one of those things that's common sense. Some guys think, well, I can sag if I've got a pair of basketball shorts underneath and I'm not showing my underwear, and the answer to that is no, you can't. If you want to wear the basketball shorts, wear the basketball shorts. Don't wear the pants over the top of them. No sagging pants. Again, as we try to prepare you to go out into the real world, there are not a great deal of jobs out there where they're going to let you sag your pants at the job. So we're trying to prepare you for that as you go on. Sunglasses are not allowed unless they are medically necessary. Again, we just a rule there. No sunglasses inside the building. When you go outside, certainly put them on, but inside the building they have to come off. Sleepwear, not allowed. This would be pajama tops, pajama bottoms, slippers, house shoes. Just not allowed. You're not here to sleep. You're here for school. You need to be dressed for school, not for sleep. So please leave the pajamas and sleepwear at home. Head coverings are allowed in common areas only. So this would be hallways, cafeteria. You are allowed to wear your hat, but once you walk into a classroom, your head covering should come off, particularly if the teacher asks you to remove headwear in their classroom. So no head coverings inside of classrooms. That's a rule we relaxed last year because hats are very popular. We understand that. And so in the hallways, outside, in the cafeteria, you can wear your hat. Anything that is affiliated with a gang is obviously not allowed. The most common thing here that we would be talking about would be bandanas. These seem to be popular. We certainly are not saying that everybody who wears a bandana is a gang member. It's just we are saying that we're not going to allow that to be promoted at our school, whether you're actually promoting it or not. A lot of times other people around you don't know whether or not you are promoting that or not. It's just we're not going to allow you to do that. So anything that is affiliated with gangs, so symbols, writings, anything like that, we will report that as gang affiliated, and there are consequences for that. All right, let's talk a little bit about alternative dress wear. One of the things we've done here at Forest Hills to try to make dress code enforcement easier is we've just come up with an alternative clothing that you can wear when you are out of dress code. So if you come to school in violation of dress code, you'll be sent to the office and be asked to wear an alternative clothing. This is a t-shirt and a pair of shorts that meet dress code. They're very simple black pair of shorts, white t-shirt that you can wear over the top of whatever you have on that is inappropriate. At the end of the day, you'll bring these back to us. If you don't, we'll charge you for them, so make sure you are returning those when you borrow clothes from us in the office. The reason we've done this is to prevent you from having to call home, inconvenience your parents, make them leave work. We certainly understand that sometimes there may be a miscommunication, or you may have just made a mistake one time and accidentally wore something that's out of the dress code. So we're not trying to crucify you the first time you make a mistake. We'll give you the alternative dress wear. and you can wear that through the day, and that'll keep you from having to leave. It'll keep you from missing class. It'll keep your parents from having to leave work and bring you something. Now, it is important to note that if the student refuses to wear the alternative clothing, you will be sent home. There is no option to go sit in ISS and wait till the end of the day. There's no option to sit in the office and wait on somebody to bring you something different. Your choices are wear the alternative clothing, or you will be sent home for refusing to follow the rules. If you don't like this rule, then come to school in dress code and you won't have to worry about it. Is a real simple message. Alternative clothing will only be offered twice each semester. Upon the third dress code infraction, consequences will be imposed. So that's important for all students to note, that we're just simply not going to give you chance upon chance upon chance to be out of dress code. If you come out of dress code more than twice, there'll be consequences. Now, we haven't established clearly what those consequences are. We're going to be doing that across the course of this semester as we continue to beef up our rules. But in general, we'll start out with something probably smaller and work to things larger, and we'll just kind of see how that goes. Hopefully we won't have too much of that. We haven't had very many students yet this year who've been multiple times out of dress code, but we just want to make sure you understand that you can't just keep coming to school out of dress code. A couple other points I'll make as we finish up this video. Number one, dress code is something small that can become big, and we hear that from our students a lot of times. They'll say, you know, why are y'all making such a big deal out of something so small? And all I'll say back to you is you're doing the same thing if you're coming to school out of dress code. You're making something big out of something small. It is something very small to begin with, but oftentimes it's how you respond to us, the adults in the building, the authority figures, when we call you out of dress code, that can make something very big. So make sure that when you are out of dress code and you're called out about it, that you respond appropriately to the adult who has told you you're out of dress code. Don't have an attitude. Don't become a smart aleck to them, because then that can lead to a larger discipline issue other than just having to wear the alternative dress. Just a little funny message here for you. Don't fight the dress code. The dress code always wins. All I mean by that is you know, there's a dress code. It's got a purpose. We've clearly explained it to you. You know what it is. So now, you know, if you choose to fight the dress code and try to push the envelope, then you will pay the consequences for that. So please, please, please don't fight the dress code. Focus on your future. That's what we're here to do. We're here to prepare you for the real world. Dressing appropriately for different venues, different events, different activities is, we believe strongly, one of those things that we are helping you focus on your future. That's all we have for you today. Have a great day.